Welcome everybody to the September 25th Arbor Talks today. My name is Jessica Vasher and I'm the manager of the Community Engagement Department. I have a couple housekeeping things, so I'm going to go ahead and share my screen so that we can kind of see visually while I talk about our housekeeping. And see if she's going to go ahead. All right. Oh, there she goes. All right. So a couple housekeeping things. Please remain muted until you're called upon during the Q&A. That just helps to make sure that our meeting goes seamless and we can make sure that we are keeping track of everybody's time today and stay on track. The next thing I'd like you to do is get familiar with that raise hand icon. That, if you're logging in on the app, is up at the top. That's going to let me know that you'd like to speak. So go ahead and familiarize yourself with that. And during the Q&A, we'll go ahead and have everybody use that icon so I know who to call on. The next thing is if your camera video is choppy, you're going to want to make sure to turn your camera off. That'll help increase your bandwidth, ensure that this meeting continues to be effective for you, and maybe the voices will match up to the lips and all of that. So that's always a good thing to turn your video off if it's on, if you're having a hard time. And then the last thing is to go ahead and get familiar with the chat as well. If you're not interested in speaking up, then you're going to want to go ahead and use that chat feature, and we'll be sure to answer those questions when it's appropriate. The next thing I'd like to do is go ahead and introduce the home office staff here on the call. The first one I'd like to start with is the CE team. Go ahead and say, Leandra Bryan, give a little wave. That's our Senior Community Engagement Specialist. Up next, we have Kristen Reed, our Community Engagement Specialist. Todd Warner, President and CEO, is also on the call today. And then our special guest, Julie Tyson, our Communications Manager, who's going to go ahead and kick this webinar off for us here today to talk to you a little bit about the marketing side of Gleaner. Go ahead, Julie. It's running really slow.
Okay, thank you, Jessica. I'm excited to join this Arbor Talks today, and I just want to start off by saying thank you for all the ways you support individuals and organizations in your community. The role you play helps so many people sustain and thrive, and you should be proud of that. And that's where we want to help assist. Our role is to help you make your events a success and share the information about all of the good deeds you guys do. And so as you plan activities throughout the year, consider if there are events or projects you would like us to help with. Before an event, we can help create flyers to hand out, postcards if you want to do a mailing, social media graphics to help promote the event. And those are just some like off the top of my head. But as I started to think more, we can also create invitations, draft emails, letters. Really, the sky's the limit. If there's anything you can think of that we can help with, we would love to come alongside and assist you. So as you're planning events and you think, hey, I would really love a flyer, what Jessica has done is pulled up some of the flyers our department has created in the past. And we can reuse these. We can create brand new ones. Really, the sky's the limit, and we love to be creative and help you all. So what we need from you is to get started. We really just need general information about your event. So think about a brief summary, date, time, location, contact information. It's really, the who, what, when, where. That's what we need. And if possible, we would love to receive the request and the information 30 days before you need the item in hand. So if you want to pass out a flyer 2 weeks before, kind of think through when you would need to send us that information. And I know that sometimes 30 days isn't always possible. So don't think you can't come to us with a request if, if it's only 3 weeks. We can often work faster than 30 days, but we just want to ensure that we can fit your request in with our other projects. Okay, so if you decide to create, so sorry, I'm jumping ahead a little, but those are kind of some of the things that we can do to help. And again, I hope that you'll consider using us. I know that sometimes there are individuals within your own Arbor who are creative and can create flyers and postcards on their own. Or maybe you want to reuse something you guys have done in the past. That's okay, but we do ask that you send us a copy so we can review it. Because as a marketing department at Gleaner, we have access to Gleaner's full brand, and we want to help ensure that what is being shared is appropriate and compliant. So anytime you have a marketing piece to promote, our brand is in the spotlight. So when we review items, we're just ensuring that our brand and reputation are protected. So we're not here to police by any means. We just want to make sure that what's being shared is appropriate. Because when you think about it, if something non-compliant is shared in this day and age with social media and just the speed of which information is shared, if something negative gets out there, it can really dampen our brand. And so, like I said, we're not here to control, we're here to help. So just think of it that way. We just want to make sure that what is being shared is appropriate and right. And I mean, even it comes down to we have our logo. So sometimes it's hard if we see it stretched or anything. So we just want to help. So I hope you'll consider using us. Those are some of the ways we can help before an event. Now, I just want to real briefly touch on what we can do after an event, because sometimes, that planning and the day of, it happens and it passes and you might forget about it. Well, consider ways to share your good news. We can help draft a press release to send to your local media, especially if you have great photos to go with it. They would love to share that. And also, I believe Jessica's going to touch on Facebook, but anytime you can share your photos and results on Facebook, it's phenomenal. And at Gleaner, we love to share those posts as well. So if for some reason you don't have a Facebook page, you can still send it to us and we can share it on ours. But anytime you share on your own Facebook, we love to then take it and share it on our own. So those are I feel like I just shared a lot of information with you all. So I hope it's not overwhelming. We just want to make you all aware and remind you of the ways that we can help. So thank you for allowing me to join. I'm going to turn it back to Jessica.
Great. Thanks you, Julie. For those of you who are wondering how to get marketing in creating these items, you're going to want to make sure you start with community engagement. Or fill out your special mailing request, and we'll go ahead and we'll get with marketing and kind of be that middleman for you to get that started. So reach out to us, community-engagement@gleanerlife.org, or there's the media. I can't think of the name of it all of a sudden, but the special mailing request and the marketing requests as well. We'll go ahead and get those submitted. So yes, today I would like to touch on Facebook. We are looking at Facebook here to be a really great opportunity to inform your members, educate your community, and expand your outreach for your Arbor. Right now, we have roughly about 24 Arbors already set up on Facebook. And here are some examples of some of their most recent posts and how they're using Facebook, which I'm going to kind of dive into a little bit. We've got Madison Arbor sharing a flyer that Gleaner created. We've got Elma Arbor sharing wonderful photos of their event. And then we also have Chester Arbor using the event tab on Facebook to help gain reach with that event and also capture who might be interested or who is going to attend. So there's some really great features, and I'm going to kind of dive into a few of them here. The first step with getting Facebook started is within your Arbor, you're thinking about it, you kind of want to take that first step. You're going to want to find 2 individuals who will serve as admins of that page. And this is for a couple of reasons, but specifically, we want to make sure that you have two individuals because then there's a balance of responsibility. And it also provides continuity if one person becomes available. When there's only one person on a Facebook page and something happens, then there's no longer access to that. But we do have a little bit of a part in place where we can help assist that. So once you've identified your two individuals, and it could be more, but I wouldn't get out of hand. So let's shoot for two at least. We're also going to ask that a CE staff member, most likely Leandra or Kristen or both, are also a part of that page. And that's just to also help assist should something happen. We have access to that page and can also give it to somebody else if necessary, or invite somebody else, I guess is what I really want to say, to admin that page in an absence. So once you've chosen those two individuals, you're going to want to reach out to community engagement. We'll work with you to create that page, making sure that it's on brand. We want to make sure that the naming is consistent because like Julie said, this is at the end of the day, we're a big company and we want to make sure that we're doing the things that we need to do in order to be compliant and create cohesiveness. So reach out to us. We'll go ahead and get that page started. We'll get you started off with your first profile picture and your header picture. But then from there, we can have discussions about what can be changed and what can't. That'll all come at a later time. So once we've created the page, we've invited your admins, we've added our admin, we're ready to get started on how to use Facebook as a powerful social tool. So the next step you're going to want to do is you're going to want to invite your current members to join that page. Of those few Arbors that are established, I was happy to see yesterday that some of them have about 103 members that have liked their page. And I'm sure that's members within the Arbor, but also community members, partners, all those relationships that they're continuing to build have come and liked that page. So we've invited our members. Once you're there, the Facebook can be a great place for hosting your meaningful discussions outside of your regular attended meetings. You can also create polls with all the members that are included there. You can share updates. You can even set up your reoccurring monthly meetings for those Arbors who do like to future plan. And like I mentioned, that's that event tab, and we'll dive into that just a little bit more later, I believe. But it's a great way to stay on track. You easily access. I'm pretty sure I would like to say that probably 90 to 95% people have Facebooks in this relative day. But if not, there are some other things that we can work through if your membership's not comfortable with Facebook. But we really want to try to help educate on how this is a powerful social tool, and hopefully that you get that today. So we've created it, we've invited our members, so what's up next? Once your membership is in place, it's time to make your first post. And we have a little bit of a guide when it comes to what your post should be. And, when we sat around and thought about the acronyms that we could provide, there was like share and post and like all of that, but really we wanted to keep it simple. So we stuck with Arbor. And the first thing is the letter A, audience. You're going to always want to think about who you're speaking to when you're posting, making sure that you're recognizing the words that you're putting in that post and how you're going to come across. R would be responsive. We encourage interaction and be ready to respond to people and engage. Adding a call to action to the end of your post is a great way to spark comments. And what I mean by that is, let's say that you put a post out there and it's come join us at the park for a park cleanup. And then maybe at the end you could put, what's your favorite tool when doing a beautification project or something? Just a little what I like to call a call to action that's going to encourage people to come and post, because one of the things that social media really benefits from is interaction. So liking posts, commenting on posts, sharing posts, that tells the algorithm gods that this is something that people are interested in. And then that continues to expand the reach from there. The next letter B, balanced. You're going to strive for posts that are both informative, but have a fun tone. You don't want to be always, meeting at 5 o'clock, be there, be square. Maybe it's meeting at 5 o'clock, bring your favorite dish to pass if that's something that your arbor does, or hey, be ready to share a positive thing that happened to you in the last week. Just look for that kind of engagement and how you can reach out and just really be more collaborative, informative, and fun. And then O is for outreach. Extend your reach by tagging your event venues. Most event venues, organizations, nonprofits, they all have existing Facebooks. And you can tag them by just doing the @ and go ahead and typing their name. That will extend your reach past your membership that has come and liked your page. It's going to also extend it to the individuals who have liked those other pages, whether it's the event venue or the organization, but also just keep in mind your audience and your responsiveness, and just making sure that those posts are sharing the right content, and you're being mindful of that when you're doing that. But a lot of times organizations want you to tag them. Like I said, it's a win because it's sharing their organization with your membership, and then it's a win for you because it's sharing your information with their membership. And last but not least, you're going to want to be R for respectful. Make sure your post maintains a respectful tone and intent. Always consider how your words may be received. And I think this goes hand in hand with your audience and your balance and your outreach. So kind of ties it all together. So just remember, when you're posting, you're thinking Arbor. Audience, responsive, balanced, outreach, and respectful. So now that you've invited your membership and you've created your first post, what's next? Let's keep the momentum going. Engage your members with polls. Set up your Arbor events and watch for Gleaner Life to amplify your post by sharing them broadly. So Julie mentioned that Gleaner loves to share our Gleaner Life Arbors posts, especially when there's pictures. When you're doing these events and you're taking your photos and you're posting them, that just gives us an opportunity to show everybody on Gleaner Life's page the great things that you're doing. And again, making that full circle where we're getting membership. You're showing where Gleaner is getting access to the members that have liked your page, and then vice versa, so that we're just continuing to share the great things that Gleaner does and who Gleaner is. Now that I've talked about all the ways in a very short amount of time that you could create an Arbor and benefit from that, I'd also like to touch point on our Gleaner Life Arbor Connection Facebook group. This is a group that we've established and revitalized over the last couple months here. And it's a group that is moderated here by the community engagement team and mostly curated by Leandra, who does a great job with those posts. But we're sharing tips and tricks, helpful information, engagement opportunities, and we're also celebrating you as well here. So it's a great place to come and join. We would really highly encourage it. If you're not sure about how your Arbor can benefit from a Facebook group or a Facebook page, join this one, kind of get a feel for how we're moderating it and how we're curating the content that we're putting out there. And then maybe that'll spark some interest and some ideas for how your Arbor could move forward. But it's really great. We're doing some engagement. We hit 110 members just recently, which was fantastic. This group was at about, I believe, 60. And here in just the last month, we did add about 40 to 50. And it's all Arbor officers and Arbor members. So it's a great place to also be collaborative. Maybe you want to ask a question on how an Arbor did an event that you read about in the forum. Chances are there might be a member here, or there's other seasoned members that can help give some information on how to put an event on, and also community engagement can as well. So that's my little spiel on Facebook. Facebook has so many powerful features, and today we've only scratched the surface. I'd highly encourage your Arbor to explore, experiment, and make it your own. And remember that the community engagement team is always here to support you every step of the way. If you wanted to schedule some additional time outside of this meeting, we'd love to do that, talk about the benefits, how we find value in this social media tool, and just talk one-on-one on how the Arbor could move forward if you'd like to. So that's it for me. Up next is Todd. I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing my screen. And Todd, if you want to give your update from the CEO desk.
Thanks, Jessica. Just want to echo Julie's comments as well. Thank you, everyone, for what you do. You are truly and literally the soul of Gleaner Life Insurance Society. The work in your communities makes a difference. It truly does, and especially in a world that needs difference makers. So we appreciate everything that you do. You extend the mission of why we exist. We've been busy here at the home office. Couple things to share. We get rated every year by a firm called AM Best, which rates virtually all banks and insurance companies on their financial strength and in other categories. We were recently received an upgrade to our rating from an underdevelopment to a stable rating. And achieving a stable rating is a great thing, and kind of demonstrates that we've been able to demonstrate to the credit rating agencies that we are on a good track and doing good things. We've hired a new national sales director and a couple of new regional sales directors that report to him. And we're going to really emphasize life sales. Over the past couple of years, life insurance sales have kind of been de-emphasized with more of a focus on annuity sales. We want to do both and. So these new people that we're hiring as regional sales directors who work with our independent agents are well versed in life products. And we are really going to have an emphasis on how do we grow the life side of our business just as much as we grow the annuity side. Speaking of annuities, we're working very hard on a new indexed annuity. This would have a participation rate into the Standard & Poor's 500 index that our members would be able to participate in at 75% at the highest band, which means people would be able to put away money, save money. If the stock market goes up, let's just say 10%, then the earnings on that index would be 75% of that, or 7.5% per year, which is an excellent rate. If you look at the S&P over the last 20 years, it's certainly even in the worst 10 of the last 20 years has still performed better than 5%. So we're looking at this exciting new product. We're going to hopefully it will appeal to perhaps a younger demographic as opposed to those at a little older age who have some money to put away, but as a vehicle also to start putting money away. So we're excited about that coming out first quarter 2026. And last but not least, certainly excited about the convention coming up in Kalamazoo. Jessica, Leandra, Kristen have worked tirelessly to create an event that not only honors some of our traditions of the past, but also introduces some new fun things and places a focus really on celebrating our fraternalism, celebrating what our arbors do, celebrating what you do in your communities, and create space for learnings so that Friday night, I don't know if you've ever seen the TV show, I watched it, Friday Night Lights, all about Friday night football in the fall, right? We're having Friday night fraternal. So there'll be a lot of events that night, a lot of information sharing, additional information sharing on Saturday. One of the things about this is our first convention that does not have an official business meeting where we elect board members or vote on changes to the Constitution. Those are all done for all members. So all 33,000 eligible voting members now get to participate in that, which also improves our engagement with a lot of members who either aren't near an arbor to be able to participate in those things or just haven't had the time to start an arbor in their communities. So we are excited about the convention. Can't wait to see everybody there. It's going to be an exciting time. So with that, I can pass it back over. All right, I think it's time for Q&A at this point. So happy to answer any questions that anybody has.
Just remember to use your raise hand icon, and I'll go ahead and we can call on you, or use that chat feature, and I can read the question out for you. So any questions about what's been discussed today? Who's ready to get on Facebook? There's already a few of you also on Facebook. I know Lisa Hall at Chester Arbor is already on Facebook. They've very successful. Madison Arbor, Don Opsel, they have a Facebook that's pretty current. I know Gulf Coast has one. So we've got some great individuals here. I also placed the Arbor Connection Facebook group in the chat for those who are interested in joining if you're not already there. And like I said, it's a great place to kind of come and see how it's being used, how the CE team is using it, and go from there. Yes, updating it more. You know, we've got one of these lovely little things attached to all of us. It's really easy. Put the app on, take some pictures, make a post, all of that good stuff there. So got a question being typed out, but go ahead, Leandra.
Branching off of that question or comment from Ivelisse, a lot of the pages offer you the opportunity to schedule in the future. And so I've been utilizing that a lot for the Arbor Connection page, where I'll sit down once a month and I'll basically schedule out my post for that month and then just put the time and date that I want them to happen. And that has been really helpful in allowing that to be active as it is.
Agreed. Yes. But there was a question. Yes, this is recorded. It will be sent out probably next week. It takes us just a little bit of time to edit the video down and upload it to YouTube. But that currently all the Arbor Talks are located on YouTube, and we will send that link out as soon as it's ready. I'm excited to hear that you're interested in spreading that on to the president. Great. Karen, glad to have you in the connection. I do want to let you guys know that we also have Bethany Fig who joined us. I did not see that. I apologize. When I share my screen, I go off camera for a little bit and I don't get a little confused about who gets joined. But we do have Bethany Fig. She is a current board of directors joining us today. So welcome, Bethany.
Thank you. And it's not your fault. I joined a little late.
We all have busy lives. I'm so excited to see that there were 17 of us at one point. Thank you so much for joining and spending your time with us. I'm going to go ahead and if you have any questions, go ahead and put your hand up or go into the chat. But I'm going to go ahead and pass it over to Leandra for a couple updates, and then we'll continue on and wrap up the meeting.
I just have a couple updates, not really updates, but reminders as we work to end the year. Arbor Overview Worksheet for 2026 is due by December 15th. And stay tuned closer to probably after convention. I am planning to have like a webinar / open forum concept for Arbor members where you can get on, share ideas, tips on activities that have worked well, or if you really want to do something and you wonder if another Arbor has done it, they might be able to give you some. So it'll be more of an open forum that people can get together and discuss those activities. But stay tuned for that, as once convention is over, it'll be sometime the end of October, first part of November. Also, a reminder to spend your treasury down to at least $1,000, if not under, by the end of the calendar year. Spending down will ensure your funds are supporting your local community, because we do give you new funds every year. So it's important to get those out so that you're ready for the new funds coming in. And that is all the reminders I have for the end of the year. So I'm going to send it over to Kristen for a few other updates.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us today. We just kind of wanted to remind you that we do offer our Benny Birthday Club, which is open to all of our benefit members ages birth to age 11. So each month we send a little birthday gift to them as long as they are registered. You can do that through our website at gleanerlife.org. We have cute little trinkets that we send, little fidget spinners, coloring books, little memory games. We have a whole bunch of little fun things that we like to send out to our little members. And then also, besides that, we just want to remind you that you do have your promo allowance for your arbors, which is $250 for the year. If you need a reminder of where you're at for that, just shoot us an email or give us a call and we can let you know. We do ask that you order by December 23rd, just so we can get those end of the year orders in for you. And again, just let us know. We can send you that link for ordering. And I think that's all I have. So I'll send it back to you, Jessica.
All right. If we don't have any other questions, I'm going to tease December's webinar. As Todd mentioned, we hired a new national sales director, and he is planning to join us. It's Matthew Taylor in December to kind of talk about, we're not 100% sure, but the sales and how that works for Gleaner, and maybe how agents are involved in Arbors. We'll get that narrowed down and let you know, but he'll be joining us in December. So make sure that you pencil that down. And I think that's it. Again, CE is always here to support you. Whenever you have a question, pick up the phone, send us an email. We'd love to hear from you and help guide you any way that we can. And oh, we got someone typing, so I'll wait. But looking forward to convention. Like Todd said, it's a little bit of the old mixed with some new, and we're really excited about that. And just hopefully you leave energized to continue doing the great things that you do in your community, maybe some new ideas, or maybe some clarifications on something you didn't even know needed to be clarified. We're hoping for that. But sounds good. We'll go ahead and we'll sign off. Have a beautiful rest of your day. And again, let us know if you need anything.
Thank
Bye,
you,
everyone.
Great to
Bye.
see you. Bye-bye.